Hello, I'm Miles Leonard. Good evening. Welcome to the Lockdown Liberation Festival, brought to you by Valley Arts and the people of the Chew Valley. Valley Arts, as the hub of performing arts across the Chew Valley, is bringing you this film to celebrate some of the creative outpourings of life in lockdown. Despite the physical distance between us, we would like to bring us all closer together through music, dance, poetry, and much more by sharing all of the incredible things our community have been doing from their very own homes. Now, before we bring you our first musical act, it is our pleasure to welcome Glastonbury Festival's own Michael Eavis to officially open Lockdown Liberation.
I said, what you've done up there in Chew Valley has been absolutely amazing, and I'll see you all next year, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much.
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face. Put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. In my mind I'm running round a cold and empty space. Just put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay.
Lockdown has brought many challenges we never thought we would face, and it's important to remember our senior community depend on their connections with friends and family. We'd like to present to you this beautiful short film that sheds light on what lockdown has been like for them and to showcase the wonderful things they've been getting up to.
But tonight from 6 on BBC Radio Bristol, you can tune into Martin Evans, hearing wonderful stories of community spirit where you live and featuring the best of community radio as well. So we're doing a lot of this during the coronavirus outbreak, hearing stories about local communities pulling together and supporting others who need help. How did this initiative come about?
Well, there was a group of seniors in our lovely Chew Valley village that needed some help when this crisis kicked off. They're aged between 70 and 98. they tend to live on their own and they have no family around to support them. So their lives have basically been put on hold, and they've been told to stay in and stay away from people.
Well, before lockdown, before the virus, we did so many things though, and that was a happy time and felt completely free.
Going to the Bear and Swan and meeting everybody and not worrying that I'm less than 2 feet to 6 feet away from people. Going to all the societies that I've enjoyed, being able to meet up with friends for coffee, you know, all the things that we just took for granted. That will be freedom, and I wonder if we'll ever get back to it in the near future. I think it might be quite a while.
I miss my wife terribly. That's it. I can do most things by using a bit of energy, but always it flips back to Margaret.
The only thing that ties me now is being locked in. No, is in fact the virus, isn't it? Because what would I be doing? I would be outside, I would be going to Bath, I would be walking places, I would be looking at bookshops, I would be buying things, I might be eating things. I'm free to do that now, or am I?
As a group, they are remarkably resilient. So although they have effectively had their liberty curtailed, they still have this freedom of spirit to make the most of the situation. And what we're trying to do is facilitate that in a number of different ways.
I can choose what I want to do. I'm free to make choices. If I make choices, I have to live by them, but at least I'm free to make them.
You impose some liberties on yourself because we all grow up with certain feelings and attitudes and fears and what have you, and sometimes we limit our own liberty simply because we haven't got the state of mind to be prepared to take a situation on board. But I think you can't have total liberty, but liberty is it's not infinite.
At this time, you see the community coming together and beginning to really appreciate actually what's important. It's a time where you're free to hope, free to love, and free to care for others.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adrian. Happy birthday to you. Hey!
I'm free to choose what I want to do. Okay, of course there are limits, and there always are. There are always boundaries. The law is one, my age is another, the health is another, where I live, what I can actually do, what I'm capable of doing. But that, of course, applies to everyone. Liberation has come, they said. Gently, gently, softly, softly. Has it really?
This little light of mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. It's the light of
I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Not much to do, why can't you see? Going to the shops once a week to get my nan something to eat. Hello, Nan. Hello, some cheese and bread and maybe meat. 'Cause I'm a lockdown. Sinking beers at 2:30. Conversations are nothing new. What day is it? I haven't a clue. But I'm sure I'll pull through. 'Cause I'm a lockdown.
There are many things we missed in lockdown, seeing our friends and family, going to the pub, going on holiday. But there is one thing I think we can all agree we've missed: the hairdressers. We at Valley Arts would like to showcase some of the most amazing haircuts, or lack thereof, throughout the Tube Valley. We hope you enjoy.
Have you checked to see if it's still in your outbox?
Yes, it's not in there.
Okay. Have you got another email address you can use to send it?
I've tried that, yeah, honestly, I've tried everything.
You are using the computer we gave you, are you?
Yes.
Because I specifically had Gary check and update them all before...
Yes, Mark, it's the same one I was using in the office.
I shouldn't have to remind you that we've had to let a lot of people go this month. The pressure from our clients right now is unprecedented. It just isn't time to be missing deadlines, Beth.
Look, Mark, I'm really sorry. It might be something to do with
I know it's not ideal having to work from home, Beth, but we're putting an enormous amount of trust in you at the moment.
Yes, I know, it's just that...
I wanted you to write the report because I thought you were ready for all responsibility, Beth. But I can always give it away to Janine if...
Janine! Mark, I've done it. I told you. It's the computer. The report, it's really long. Maybe it's too big to send as an attachment. I can try compressing it.
All right, try that. Yeah, it sounds good. There will be serious ramifications if this is delayed any further.
Thanks, Mark. I'll go do that now. Right away.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Hi, Mark. Hi. Yeah, no, so it's not working. Yeah.
Oh, hi. No, I haven't received the file. I'm just restarting the page now. Okay, bye.
Oh, hey, hey, yeah, do it, do it.
When I was born, 2 months too soon, you caught me like a breath. At 4 years old, I didn't bounce. You stitched my headache up again. Later, when my mind was a tight chest gasping for air, you helped me clear the way to speak. When illness made my mum a mystery, you named the miracle that gave her back to me. Now you're working round the clock and shifts of butterflies inside your lungs. Many flown already, plenty still to come. We know the healing properties of words, but they are powerless against this curve. If I could be there, by your side, I'd mask my terror with the poetry of pride. While I sit, with all this distance at my fingertips, you put your patience first with every touch, protected only by your second skin of gloves. I can't be with you at the peak. I can't return the favours of my life. All I can do to help is stay inside. Your arms are full enough already. If I birth myself too soon, you'll have to catch me too. I've made these walls a womb to hold my restlessness in place. This house will be a monument to all the times you've kept me safe. I will not squander all my gratitude to test the temperature beyond this street. The grass this side of town is just as green. I'll let the sunshine warm me from afar, not fly towards it on the wings of whim to prove the value in a twisted myth. And while I make this tiny sacrifice of time, each flutter of your heart is on the line to pound the life support of human love and keep our families alive.
So, as you can see from the show so far, the people of the Chew Valley have been getting creative in lockdown. Some people have had to really challenge how they've been living in the last few months. Valley Arts champions the importance of the arts and how creative acts can offer comfort and stimulation during isolation.
From here, I can hear the bees. My eyes take in the blue sky, and the pollen makes them water. I can almost taste the still, dry air, but I cannot touch, and nothing touches me. I have an image of a Roman army, 100 strong men holding their shields above their heads or at their sides. Each protects the other, and thus protects himself. The discipline of attentively saving another's life and trusting that another will save yours is military strategy, not compassion-based. If one collapses, the whole army fails, toppling like dominoes to their own death. And if they hold firm, why, then they are impenetrable. I am impenetrable, impervious to the sharp edges of a silent killer, a dice loaded to take out the medically vulnerable. Protect them, the elderly, protect them, people of colour. The silence is deafening. I live in a gated community, comprising of a single room and a beautiful garden. Poison is not allowed to contaminate my food. The surface of the world is sanitised, and I am made to stand behind this shield, longing for touch. The shield weighs heavy on my chest, crushing the soft flesh beneath, and yet I cling to its protection, risk cutting my limbs on its sharp edges, defended against the sword of untruth. To guard against the blows and missiles that may come, like bruises inside and out, I make this room my everything.
Painted red. Paper, scissors, stone. You played the game, but you lost the throne. You must now atone. Paper, scissors, stone. Freaks unlucky, now you're all alone. Lose what you want to. Paper, scissors, stone.
Wears his Sunday best. Mother's tired, she needs a rest. The kids are playing up downstairs. Sister's sighing in her sleep. Brother's got a date to keep, he can't hang around. the middle of our street, our house, in the middle of our...
For me, the lockdown had been my liberation. The panic so prolific in the global crisis in my world had finally lifted. For the first time I could wake naturally with the morning light, pass the whole day lucid with life, and sleep deeply in my shrouded sanctuary. No one to see, no one to talk to, no one to be anything for, no one to hide from. No more questions or judgments. For a blissful moment in time, the dangerous world I'd always known had vanished. Just me, how good it felt, alone and content. I had discovered a newfound freedom in the solitude with my balanced heartbeat, an untested calm.
Holding hands at midnight, 'neath a starry sky. Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try. Strolling with the one boy, sighing sigh after sigh. Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try. Just imagine someone waiting at the cottage door, where two hearts become one. Who could ask for anything more? Loving one who loves you, and then making that vow. Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it. Won't you tell me how?
So we hope you're all enjoying the show. Valley Arts is here to bring the arts to our community. And next up, we would like to present to you some of the beautiful artwork the people of the Chew Valley have been creating from home. Whether we are inspired by our nature, our pets, or even our televisions, we want to celebrate the incredible work that's been created during lockdown.
Do nothing till you hear from me. Pay no attention to what's said. Why people tear the seam of anyone's dream is over my head. Do nothing till you hear from me. At least consider our romance. If you should take the words of others you've heard, I haven't a chance. True, I've been seen with someone new. What does that mean? I've been untrue while we're apart. All the words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory, and other arms may hold a thrill. But please do nothing till you hear it from me, and you never True, I've been seen with someone new. Well, does that mean I've been untrue
while we're apart. All the words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages.
At first the infant, yawling and puking in the nurse's arms.
And then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school.
And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad, made to his mistress's eyebrow.
Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous and odder, sudden quick in the quarrel, seeking bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth.
And then the justice, in fair round belly with good cape on line, with eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise swords and modern instances, and so he plays his part.
The 6th age shifts into lean and slippered pantaloons with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His useful hose, well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank and big manly voice, turning again towards childish trebles, pipes and whistling in the sound.
Last scene of all,
that ends this strange eventful history,
is second childishness
and mere oblivion.
Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste,
sans everything.
Thank God for all this extra time, it really is quite good. Now I can do all those things I promised myself I would. Write a best-selling children's book full of clever wordy words, then lose at least half a stone doing yoga with the birds. Clean the house from top to toe until it looks brand new. Grow organic vegetables and boss that list to do. Embroider, crochet, decoupage, knit cushions for a dog. Flood all social media with my health and lifestyle blog. But reality is not like this. In fact, it is a blast. 8 weeks off from normal life and it's going by quite fast. I wear pyjamas all day long and haven't brushed my hair. I know the kids should wear some clothes, but I really just don't care. The house's a state, but that's okay. The garden is a mess. And what the kids have actually learnt is anybody's guess. Chocolate for breakfast, lunch and tea, the rules just don't apply. I've watched TV a lot. Box sets are my new high. Subconsciously through all my life, I've been prepared for now. Low standards, lazy, not one plan. I'll take a lockdown bow. So join with me at this strange time, rejoice in all that's good. No matter what or where or how, we're doing the best we could.
Now you may recognise a familiar face in this next piece. We wanted to show some of the work from the Ringers Radio with our isolation station, bringing together the community during all this time apart and injecting some fun, excitement and brilliant music into your day. Our friends in Compton Martin continue to be fantastic supporters of Valley Arts. Good evening, welcome to a Ringers Radio isolation station. We're coming live to you from Compton Martin, from the Chew Valley. On the show tonight, great music. We're going to lift your spirits. First of all, we're going to play this. Valley Arts would like to take this time to appreciate and thank the incredible NHS workers on the front line, protecting us every day and allowing us to stay safe in our homes. We're so grateful for all our key workers and the amazing work they are doing. We will remember all they have done and the sacrifices they have made long after lockdown.
Corona. I remember when Corona was a fizzy red drink, long before we were keyed by lockdown. Men with yellow floppy hair lead us who knows where, and we resort to Zoom, our new neighbourhood. The Queen comes out of hibernation to evoke another Dunkirk and ask us to stay at home, saving the odd trip to the supermarket, where staff with huge lollipops in strict 2-metre exclusion zones march the aisles. And march we still in daily exercise to the beat of virus doom. Friends remark on guilty secrets of peace and quiet and birdsong, of books read and puzzles solved. The domestic violence of our precious lives wielded not at each other, but at another clod of earth. We few, we precious few, give some thought to those that risk their lives, whilst others fight for theirs. And each Thursday proffer claps in exchange, applauding our own survival.
One, two, three.
I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure.
And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door.
Now every time I go for the mailbox, I gotta hold myself down.
Cause I just can't wait till you write me you're coming around.
I'm walking on sunshine, whoa. I'm walking on sunshine, whoa. I'm walking on sunshine, whoa. And don't it feel good? Hey, all right now. And don't it feel good? Hey.
If we shadows have offended,
Think but this and all is mended.
that you have but slumbered here.
While these visions did appear,
And this weak and idle theme,
No more yielding, but a dream.
gentles do not reprehend.
if you pardon, we will mend.
And, as I am an honest puck,
If we have unearned luck,
now to escape the serpent's tongue,
we will make amends ere long.
Else the puck a liar call.
So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends.
And Robin shall restore amends.
Well, since you ask, I have 3 things to say. 1. With the hot spring sun and staying home, still being paid, gardening, time to write this poem. For some of us, it's like a holiday. 2. No one we know has been ill or died, which makes it harder to appreciate the real suffering, to calibrate the numbers of the unidentified. 3. Nonetheless, I share the hope before normality resumes and habit brings back all our climate-changing traffickings, that we choose to live differently. But this economic idleness, for sure, will kill as COVID kills. Okay, 4 things.
We'd like to turn the spotlight to the younger people among us. Valley Arts is so missing bringing you live children's and family shows. Lockdown has been a difficult challenge for all of us, but it's especially hard when it stops you from being able to enjoy important childhood memories, such as going to school and playing with your friends. These children have refused to let lockdown dampen their creativity and sense of fun. Valley Arts would like to present to you now Kids Corner.
Jack's mother said, "We're stony broke. Go out and find some wealthy bloke who will buy our cow, just say she's sound and worth at least £100. But don't you dare let him know that she's as old as Billy-O." Jack led the old brown cow away and came back later in the day and said, "Oh, Mumsy dear, guess what your clever little boy has got? I really don't know how, a super trade-in for our cow." The mother said, "You little creep, I bet you sold her much too cheap." When Jack produced the lousy bean, his startled mother, turning green, leaped high up in the air and cried, "I'm absolutely stupefied." "You crazy boy, did you really mean you sold our Daisy for a bean?" She snatched the bean, she yelled, "You chump," and flung it in the rubbish dump. And summing up all her power, she beat the boy for half an hour, using, and nothing could be meaner, the handle of a vacuum cleaner. At 10 p.m. or thereabout, the little bean began to sprout. By morning it had grown so tall you couldn't see the top at all.
Young Jack cried, "Mum, admit it now, it's better than a rotten cow."
The mother said, "You lunatic! Where are the beans that I can pick? There's not one bean, it's bare as bare."
"No, no," cried Jack. "You look up there. Look very high and you'll behold each single leaf is solid gold."
Welcome to Balluton's Wildlife Watch. I'm Lily and we have some great sightings of some lovely animals to share with you today. Let's take a look at what we have managed to film so far. Last night we had a visit from one of our local badgers called Stripey. As you can see in the video, he's using his long snout to sniff and dig out food from the ground. So amazing to see.
My poem is called The Big Fat Oak.
Okay. By the big fat
Oak,
all the frogs go
quake,
and the cows are saying,
moo,
I'm with my
mum,
sitting on my
bum,
and a hairy dog called
boo.
We found a
Oak
tree,
tree,
but I need a
we,
so you'll have to excuse me while I
do,
so it's a big fat
quake,
frogs go
quake,
with my
mum,
sitting on my
bum,
found a
tree,
but I need a
we,
so I'll have to go right
now,
yes I'll have to go
right now.
Bernard the robot loved to play at the park. He swung high, high, high up into the sky. Soon it was time to go. Bernard jumped off the swing and headed home. He'd only walked a little way when...
My bottom!
cried Bernard. It's disappeared. Where can it be? Bernard went back to the park to look, but he couldn't see his bottom anywhere. "Excuse me, monkey," he said.
Have you seen my bottom? I think Bird might be using it. Come and see. Hello, Bird.
"Have you still got Bernard's bottom?" "Oops, Bernard, was that your bottom?" said Bird. "It was too heavy to be a nest, so I gave it to Bear to use in his drum kit. Let's go and get it back."
This is my poem called In the True Valley. The giant oak trees above me, the tall hills like mountains, the tall hedge around me, the green fields spread out, the cows moving across the hill, the blue sky above me, the trees in the distance towering up, the loud crows behind me, the farms to my left, the dogs running on the flowers.
Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars.
A city with its skeleton laid bare, silhouetted, stretched across the morning air, its pigeons flown, leaving only victors on their pedestals, wondering what it was exactly that they won. It's shortly after dawn and I've joined the millions on screens sharing fluffy kittens as we balance on this broken scaffolding. We're weaving nets to catch the falling, sharing images of clear Venetian waters where, at last, the fishes can be seen, images of dolphins who've returned and of the swans, their graceful gliding through the silent, winding channels watched by solitary figures, one by one.
Next up, we have a lovely montage of the members of the 3rd Battalion 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment Living History Group. They are a team of World War II reenactors who celebrated VE Day by marching in full combat gear and raised £815 for the charity Combat Stress. Please also enjoy the accompanying music by the Mendip Swing Band.
Red eyes glow, orange flames lick the darkness.
Yellow happiness replaced with trembling fear. Green paradise burns. Blue heavenly water evaporates into nothing. Violet berries fall. Indigo figs shrivel. Brown bark becomes black, then grey, as ashes blow away. Silver schools of fish escape from the bright jaws of death, as golden flames destroy the lungs of the earth. This is the end of our home. The fire burns away our future, a future we won't witness, save the Amazon rainforest.
During this lockdown, the impact of the inequality of access to nature is even more pronounced, with those living in the inner city being more likely to be minority ethnic and having very little escape compared to those who are living in more affluent areas who probably have gardens or access to the countryside. I've been thinking a lot about the people I know who are self-isolating in cities, especially those in flats. And so for this film, I wanted to collect footage of their views out their windows to show that anyone can engage with nature, that there's always a way. You can start by noticing a tree, grass, birds flying, or even the clouds in the sky. And people forget that as humans, we're part of the natural world too, and it's still really important that we have that access to nature. There's nature all around us, we just have to look.
We really hope you enjoyed our Lockdown Liberation Festival. We certainly did, and we want to thank every single person who is part of our show, and thank you of course to the audience for supporting us and coming along to celebrate some of the positives that have come out of such a difficult time. Now, if there are any of the acts today that you would like to see more of, please head to the Valley Arts website and YouTube channel where you can find the full pieces. Valley Arts is here to bring the arts in all its diversity to the people of the Chew Valley. We will bring back live performance work to our audiences just as soon as we can. And in the meantime, keep an eye on our website to see what is happening locally and nationally. Help us build the arts here in the Chew Valley. It is just so important, and bring back performances to our community which entertain, challenge and inform us of a time of unprecedented change. Join our community at Valley Arts by signing up to our mailing list on our website. Let us know what you think of the film and get involved with what we are doing. We'd love to hear from you. We really do need your support. So before we end with our final act from Vox in Fox, we'd like to offer you some fantastic advice for your health and well-being during lockdown from our very own Dr Phil, and followed by some fitness tips from the one and only Lynn Joyner, of course. Thank you so much for watching and being part of our Lockdown Liberation. Remember, stay safe and stay creative.
I work in the world of post-viral fatigue, so I treat young people with severe fatigue who often have to self-isolate because they're so tired. And I talk to them about their daily clangers. Now, your clangers stand for connect, learn, be active, notice, give back, eat well, relax, sleep. They're like the daily pillars of health or the daily joys of health, and they're really important, particularly connection. We're social animals, so we like to feel that we're part of we belong to something. We're like leaves on a tree, and it's really important that we connect even though that we're isolated. So although we talk about social distancing, what we should be talking about is personal distancing. We can't get close together, but we can still connect with each other. We know that learning's really important for your health. We know it's not just learning about the virus, but you might learn a new skill while you're self-isolating. You might learn how to strum a guitar or how to prune a hibiscus or any sorts of things. You might learn how to cook. We know you need to do some activity. You have to keep your distance. I have 2 dogs. You can hear them barking in the background. I'm still able to take them over the Mendips. And I notice the world as I go by. So people who are surrounded by green space, they take time to notice the spring flowers. They fill their minds up with the beauty of the world around them. It pushes anxiety and fear out of the way. Giving back to others is vital. We know the elderly are socially isolated. And when you give back to others, it actually makes you less anxious because it gives you purpose in your life. Eating well, you've got to get what you can get from the shelves, but eating a variety of different foods, a bit of fruit and veg, really important. Then relaxing, come off the media, come off the screens. You don't have to watch too much news. Get in a hot bath or have a hot shower and relax. Listen to some relaxing music or to an audio story you like. And try to prioritise 8 hours sleep a night. Your body clock likes you to go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time every day if you can. And if you do your clangers and have 5 portions of fun on top of that, that's a good way of structuring your day.
I'll be your bridge of troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge of troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street